A veteran who was detained for burning an American flag is now speaking out against his actions. Jay Carey, a retired Army combat veteran, set the flag on fire outside of the White House to protest President Trump's executive order, making it a prosecutable offense. Video of the incident shows Carey telling a small crowd that he's burning the flag in protest of the president before he was eventually taken into custody.
And it wasn't a matter of disrespecting the flag. I'm a veteran. I fought under that flag, with that flag, for that flag. It's a matter of protesting against what the president was putting out in an executive order, because he feels he can do anything that he wants, and that's just not the case.
It is worth noting that Carey was arrested for a violation of setting a fire in a public park, not for burning the flag itself. In 1989, the Supreme Court ruled that burning the American flag is protected under the First Amendment.
Joining us now, our chief legal analyst, Khalif Rhodes. Khalif, let's start here with the president's authority. He has authority to issue executive orders, but does he have the authority to issue executive order saying that you'll be arrested if you burn a flag?
Yes and no. So I read the executive order. He clearly cites in there the holding from Texas v. Johnson, the case from 1989 where an individual burned a flag, was arrested. Case went all the way up to the Supreme Court, and the court ruled that it is unconstitutional to stop his speech. That's what that is, his speech when burning the flag. But so they list that in the executive order. But they also talk about forcing and encouraging law enforcement officials to do everything within their power to stop these from occurring and to go after these individuals by any laws that are applicable. That portion is allowed. And what I mean by that is you have like open burning laws. So these are laws that are already on the books. Like that individual was arrested, not for burning the flag, for burning anything in a public park. So that's what's occurring. But these are laws that are already on the books. So it will spark outrage on his side of the aisle. It will have folks to be motivated about an issue. But I truly think it's a non-comment by him. Not a non-issue, but a non-comment. You're saying I'm encouraged him to do things that legally they can already do. But you're categorizing it and framing it as this, I want them to punish flag burning. And that's just not actually what they're doing, because they can burn anything. If he would have burnt a piece of paper right there, he would have been arrested for burning the paper. So it's not the flag. He could have, did that flag outside of the park and there would not have been a charge. So it's not the same type of thing. And I would just read what the Justice Brennan, who actually wrote the majority court's opinion in that Texas v. Johnson case. Punishing desecration of the flag dilutes the very freedom that makes this emblem so revered and so worth revering. Flag burning does not fall within the small class of fighting words that are likely to provide the average person to retaliate and thereby cause a breach of the peace. That's the standard. Would a reasonable person believe that I'm burning this flag would now incite a riot? And President Trump also said that in his executive order, that he believes that the burning of the flags are inciting riots. What I would say is, well, Justin Brennan is saying it doesn't, and then I would say statistics show that it doesn't. And so those two things would mean that there is not any chance on earth that you could ban or stop a person from burning the flag.
Well, I was just about to say, when you talked about in that order, prosecuting the flag burning, you mentioned fighting words or imminent lawless action. And so that's not something that we necessarily saw from this specific incident. Is that something that will be a case-by-case basis if this continues?
It is, but I mean, I'm looking at the plain reading of the words that what Justice Brennan said, and this right now is how courts have interpreted this since that time. Because I'm standing in front of even a group of hundreds of people or thousands of people, and they're military veterans, and I'm burning the flag, and if someone in there is offended, what Justice Brennan is saying is the reasonable person, the reasonable, prudent person, not a real person, but the ideal citizen should not be offended to the point that they want to fight me because I'm doing something by exercising my constitutional rights. And that's what the court is saying. This is the bedrock, their words, of a principle of our underlining First Amendment rights. Speech isn't just words. It's the way you dress. It's the way you conduct yourself. And it's the things you do. This is clearly First Amendment protected speech. So for you to say that you would be now incited to move to violence because I'm exercising my constitutional rights, the court would disagree. And so even if this video where no one was around, no one was really even looking at him, But if it was another scenario, a stadium full of folks and people were incited, the courts have said that shouldn't have raised you to the level to want to commit harm to another person.
Khalif, let me ask you, in the case of this veteran or somebody else who decides to burn a flag, your personal feelings on burning a flag aside, okay, it's against the law to burn the flag in a public park. Do you think that officers would normally arrest somebody if this executive order wasn't there? And if you are arrested, is there a legal defense to it? Because again, what he did was against the law.
Yeah, 100%. I think in that scenario right there in that park, yeah, those park rangers are going to arrest you every time. You're in Philly, we have parks. You see those park rangers, you're doing anything regarding fire, they're going to get you. In D.C., it's the exact same way. Now, there is a diminish and a cut to actual park rangers that are working in those locations, so it may be less folks that are patrolling to find you, but I could say if you're in a national park where that stuff is clearly displayed on signage when you first walk into the parks, no burning, no fire, no anything, then it's clear you're getting arrested and there is no defense. You got video of you burning anything, it doesn't matter. I don't think the flag has taken it there. I just think this is a rallying call for the right side of the aisle to find a way to find support for issues that in my mind is something that constitutionally they should be defending. Agree or disagree, what's fundamental about the First Amendment is that you have that ability to do that, to say opposing views without fear of being, having retribution, without fear of being arrested. So when you mention like it or not, the like it part should be there that, hey, I don't agree with what you're doing, but I like that you have a right to do it.
All right, good to know. Khalif, thanks for clearing that up. Appreciate it.
Queen City News Plus. Just search Queen City News on your smart TV's app store.